Hello, Alliance members. This is Newell, Augur, coming to you with this week's report from Augusta for the week ending Friday, February 16th. On the home-based care front, had a couple good conversations with some members of the Appropriations Committee this week, including Senator Jim Hamper from Oxford, who was the Senate chair and obviously a key piece of that discussion. Again, making the point to him the need to fulfill that those additional funds in the second year of the budget. And my understanding is that the members of leadership and some of the leading chairs on the Appropriations Committee have been starting to have some discussions about what the framework of an additional budget bill is going to look like. I'm certainly hopeful that we're at the top of everyone's list. That's at least what everyone has told us so far, and we're going to continue to believe that, but we're going to verify that it's true when the document comes out. So more to come on that, but at least everything we're hearing thus far is in the plus side, and so we'll just keep our foot gently on that pedal over the next couple months. The big news in Augusta this week was the governor's final State of the State. It took almost an hour and 49 minutes, I believe. I was listening to it, although I didn't stay in the chamber, but it was a long evening, and the governor took that opportunity to talk about all his accomplishments over the last 7 years and some of his efforts to increase the favorable business climate in Maine. From a policy perspective, he, at least so far as the Alliance members might be concerned, he talked a lot about the vast amount of non-taxable property, or essentially property that's been removed from the tax rolls. He is really focused in particular on land trusts, but he did mention colleges and hospitals. And he has pushed this agenda a couple times before, unsuccessfully each time. And we do have, I'm sure, some members out there who have property that is, because of not-for-profit status, may not be subject to property tax. My sense is that his real focus is on larger tracts of land or on land that's owned by entities that make a certain amount of money, but no one has seen any particulars yet about that proposal. There's been some presentations that governor's office staff have made to the Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry Committee, and that committee, in fact, was reviewing land trusts and came to the conclusion, for the most part, that land trusts are actually a great benefit to the state, and that in maybe 2 or 3 rural communities that have a lot of property off the tax rolls, it may be a problem, but by and large it is not. So I don't think there's going to be much energy behind that proposal, but there certainly will be some discussion about it if the governor has any say. So look for more discussion about that in the coming weeks. And the other point, or the other policy objective the governor brought up, which I think is going to have a lot more success, and something that we might certainly be thinking about given some of our work shortages, is the governor's proposal to put together a bond package that would help pay for student debt for kids who are going to stay in Maine after they graduate, or to attract students from other parts of New England or the United States to come to Maine to work, with the benefit being that the state would help them pay for their college debt. That is still very much in formation. That was something the governor presented Tuesday. I think everyone is for the most part interested in seeing where that might lead, but no particulars as of yet. Certainly something that we want to think about in our effort to try to keep and retain workers. Now, whether or not it's workers that have to have completed a college degree, or whether it's something along the lines of an associate degree, Again, a lot of that is not yet even set forth or even discussed, but we'll keep an eye on it. And next week is going to be, given the school vacation week, the legislature is still in session, but probably not meeting with the intensity as they have the last couple weeks. That will certainly pick up, though, once we get to March, because the statutory adjournment day is a couple days after Patriots' Day, April 18th. That's about it. As always, please let me know any questions or thoughts that you have, and we'll talk to you next week.